notable shift in international confidence. That's what financial experts are calling Moody's latest decision on the Bahamas' credit outlook. Good evening, everyone. I'm Raven Davis. Thank you so much for tuning in. For the first time in nearly 2 decades, an international credit ratings agency has upgraded the Bahamas' credit outlook. Now, while this positive shift is being hailed as a sign of progress, a finance expert urges caution, warning against celebrating too soon. Cleopatra Murphy has those details.
In what seems to be good news for the Bahamas, credit ratings agency Moody's revised the country's outlook from stable to positive. But CEO of Fidelity Bank Bahamas, Gowon Bowe, cautions the Bahamas still remains at junk status and the country still has a lot of work to do.
The positive outlook is only an incremental, what I'm going to say, good news story, because it's saying that there may be an increase. But we have a significant amount of notch upgrades that are necessary in order to get us back to investment grade where we were 10 years ago. And so from that perspective, really we need to read the Moody statement very carefully, not just for what I'm going to call the highlight being the positive outlook, but what are the factors that led to that.
It's a sentiment Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis agrees with, stating that the positive outlook, the first in nearly 20 years, tells the world the Bahamas is regaining its financial footing, also calling the outlook a step forward, not a finish line, as the cost of living remains too high, adding that as government stabilizes the country's finances, it is taking on another major challenge, the largest energy reform in the country's history. Moody's assesses the change in outlook to positive reflects the increased likelihood that fiscal consolidation will strengthen the Bahamas' credit profile over time. The government had already implemented a substantial fiscal adjustment, and their commitment to maintain large primary surpluses, thanks to revenue-enhancing reforms, increase our confidence that debt will remain on a downward trend, below 70% of GDP by 2028, from 76% in 2024. Bowe says energy reform and other factors have been key.
They're also looking at movements that have been made on the taxation front with the domestic minimum top-up tax in terms of the incremental revenues by taxing multinational entities operating from within the Bahamas. They're looking at the fiscal trajectories that have been projected by the Ministry of Finance and the government in terms of the ability to meet its obligations as they come due.
The Fidelity CEO says there is good reason to be optimistic about the possibility of an upgrade, but the Bahamas must deliver on its promises before there is a credit ratings increase in the next 6 to 12 months.
Do we deliver on the stability in price? Do we deliver on the taxation and revenue increases? Do we deliver on the projections to limit our deficits and get to surplus? So I'm going to say to you, it's one of those that has consequences if we fail to deliver on the promises, because they've made a statement that if you deliver on this, we will increase your credit rating.
Moody's has affirmed the country's B1 status, and Bowe says the Bahamas must increase 4 notches to return to investment grade. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.